Did you know that 20% of people identify themselves as chronic procrastinators? Yes, 1 in every 5 people are consistently putting things off, and it's taking a toll on their productivity. Procrastination, the act of delaying or postponing tasks, has become a pandemic in its own right, spreading across the globe and impacting millions. The statistics are staggering. A study by DePaul University in Chicago found that up to 20% of people may be chronic procrastinators. This isn't just a bad habit, it's a way of life that can lead to stress, decreased productivity, and even health problems. Now imagine an office of 100 people. That's 20 individuals who are consistently underperforming, not because they lack the skills or the knowledge, but simply because they're putting things off. The situation is even more alarming when we consider that this is not just an issue at work. Procrastination bleeds into our personal lives too, affecting everything from our relationships to our personal growth. Picture this: you're at home, a pile of laundry is staring at you, deadlines at work are looming, and you just can't muster the will to get started. You're not alone. The procrastination pandemic is real. It's causing a ripple effect across our societies. It's not just about missed deadlines or unfulfilled promises. It's about the missed opportunities, the unrealized potential, and the constant feeling of being overwhelmed. But it's not all doom and gloom. Procrastination is not a life sentence, it's a habit. And like all habits, it can be changed. The first step is understanding the problem. Procrastination is not just about being lazy, it's a complex issue that can significantly affect one's life. It's tied to our emotions, our self-esteem, and our fear of failure. But worry not, today you will discover strategies to overcome this habit. It's time to take control, to stop putting things off and start living up to your potential. After all, the best time to start was yesterday. The next best time? Right now. Because the cost of procrastination is the life you could have lived. Meet John, a talented graphic designer who constantly struggles with procrastination. His creative prowess is unparalleled, but his knack for putting things off till the last minute often overshadows his potential. You see, John is a master of the waiting game, a virtuoso of the "I'll do it later" symphony. Picture this: it's a bright Monday morning and John is ready to tackle a new design project. He sits at his desk, sips his coffee, and fires up his computer. But instead of diving headfirst into his work, he decides to check his emails. Then he scrolls through his social media feeds. Suddenly he remembers a funny video he saw last week, and he just has to watch it one more time. Before he knows it, hours have slipped away, and he's barely made a dent in his project. This isn't just a one-time event, it's a recurring theme in John's life. His personal life isn't immune to this procrastination contagion either. He misses gatherings with friends because he waits too long to get ready. He neglects household chores until they become unmanageable. He even puts off calling his family until it's too late at night. John's life is a testament to the power of procrastination. It's not about laziness or a lack of motivation, it's about the constant battle between what we want to do and what we feel we have to do. It's about the struggle to prioritize and the fear of making the wrong choice. Despite these struggles, John remains hopeful. He's aware of his procrastinating tendencies and is eager to overcome them. He knows the cost of his delay tactics, the missed opportunities, the stress of crunch times, the guilt of unfulfilled responsibilities. But most importantly, he knows the value of his time. He wants to reclaim it, to use it wisely, to make it count. Like many of us, John wants to break free from the chains of procrastination. Let's explore how he can do this. To overcome procrastination, one needs to understand its roots and triggers. As we delve deeper into the procrastination framework, we find it's not just a simple case of laziness or lack of willpower. It's a complex interplay of psychological and emotional triggers that can turn procrastination into a habit. Let's start with the psychological aspect. Often the fear of failure, perfectionism, or even success can cause us to procrastinate. When we fear failure, we avoid starting a task because we don't want to face the possibility of not succeeding. Perfectionists, on the other hand, may delay starting because they fear they won't be able to complete the task to their high standards. And the fear of success? It might sound strange, but some people fear the changes and responsibilities that come with success, leading them to procrastinate. Emotionally, procrastination is often linked to feelings of anxiety, guilt, or even boredom. Anxious individuals might put off tasks to avoid the stress associated with them. Guilt can also be a trigger if we feel we've already wasted too much time, leading us to delay even more. And let's not forget boredom. If a task isn't stimulating or interesting, we're more likely to put it off. But how does procrastination become a habit? Well, every time we procrastinate, we're reinforcing a pattern of behavior. We experience short-term relief from not doing the task, which our brain interprets as a reward. This reward then strengthens the habit loop, making it more likely that we'll procrastinate in the future. So why do people procrastinate? It's a combination of psychological fears, emotional triggers, and habit formation. By understanding these elements, we can start to see procrastination not as a personal failing, but as a reaction to certain triggers and fears. Understanding the why behind procrastination is the first step towards overcoming it. As we move forward, we'll explore strategies to break this cycle, but for now, remember, understanding is half the battle. Now that we understand the why, let's move on to the how. How can we overcome procrastination? The first strategy is to break tasks into manageable parts. Think about an overwhelming task as a puzzle, which is made up of many small pieces. By breaking it down into smaller tasks, the big task suddenly becomes less intimidating. You can tackle each part individually, making the overall task more achievable. Next, consider using time management tools. This might be a simple to-do list, a calendar, or a more elaborate system like the Pomodoro technique, which involves working for a set amount of time, say 25 minutes followed by a short break. Such tools can help you stay focused and organized and can provide a sense of accomplishment as you check off completed tasks. Setting realistic goals is another effective strategy. Ambitious goals can be exciting, but they can also lead to procrastination if they seem too daunting. So, set achievable goals. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your success. Small, consistent progress often leads to big results. Another strategy is to eliminate distractions. Whether it's your phone, social media, or a noisy environment, identify what's diverting your attention and find ways to minimize these distractions. This might mean turning off notifications, choosing a quiet place to work, or setting specific distraction-free times. Practicing mindfulness is another powerful tool. By staying present and focused on the task at hand rather than worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, you can reduce anxiety and improve concentration. Finally, don't forget to reward yourself. Rewards can motivate us to get started. So, after completing a task or achieving a goal, treat yourself to something you enjoy. This could be anything from a cup of your favorite coffee to a short walk in the park. These strategies have proven to be effective in combating procrastination, but remember, it requires consistent effort. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. It's time to put these strategies into practice. Why? Because understanding the strategies to overcome procrastination is just half the battle. The real challenge lies in the implementation. It's time to roll up our sleeves and dive into the world of action. Start by identifying your procrastination triggers. Is it a task you find daunting? Or perhaps it's a project that you're not particularly excited about? Once you've identified these triggers, you can start using the strategies we've discussed to tackle them head-on. Next, consistency is key. It's easy to start strong, but maintaining that momentum can be a challenge. To stay on track, consider setting small, achievable goals. This not only makes the task seem less intimidating, but also provides a sense of accomplishment that can fuel your motivation to keep going. Speaking of motivation, let's not forget its importance in this journey. Find what motivates you. Maybe it's the satisfaction of a job well done, or the prospect of more free time once the task is complete. Whatever it is, use it as your driving force. Remember, it's okay to have off days. Don't beat yourself up if you fall back into old habits. Instead, use it as a learning experience. Analyze what went wrong and how you can prevent it from happening again. And finally, celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Finished a task ahead of schedule? Give yourself a pat on the back. Managed to avoid procrastination for a whole day? That's a win. These celebrations serve as positive reinforcement, encouraging you to keep pushing forward. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Start your journey towards a procrastination-free life today. Share your experiences in the comments. We would love to hear about your progress.